Hey everybody, this is a piece from The Fate of the Russian Revolution, Lost Texts of Critical Marxism. The section is from section 8 of the book, which is titled From, quote, Orthodoxy to Millenarianism 1, Who Will Make the Revolution? This piece that I'm reading in this video is titled What is a Revolutionary Situation? And it's by Leon Trotsky. It says, this is from the Militant, December 19th, 1931, written by Trotsky after a discussion with Al Glotzer about draft theses written by some revolutionaries in Britain. For an analysis of a situation from a revolutionary point of view, it is necessary to distinguish between the economic and social prerequisites for a revolutionary situation and the revolutionary situation itself. The economic and social prerequisites for a revolutionary situation take hold, generally speaking, when the productive owners of the country are declining. When the productive powers of the country are declining. When the specific weight of a capitalist country on the world market is systematically lessened and the incomes of the classes are likewise systematically reduced. When unemployment is not merely the result of a conjunctural fluctuation but a permanent social evil with a tendency to increase. This characterizes the situation in England completely, and we can say that the economic and social prerequisites for a revolutionary situation exist and are daily becoming more and more acute. But we must not forget that we define a revolutionary situation politically, not only sociologically, and this includes the subjective factor. And the subjective factor is not only the question of the party of the proletariat, it is a question of the consciousness of all the classes, mainly of course the proletariat and its party. A revolutionary situation, however, begins only when the economic and social prerequisites for a revolution produce abrupt changes in the consciousness of society and its different classes. What changes? A. For our analysis, we must distinguish the three social classes: the capitalists, the middle class or petty bourgeoisie, the proletariat. The required changes in mentality of these classes are very different for each of them. B. The British proletariat, far better than all the theoreticians, knows very well that the economic situation is very acute, but the revolutionary situation unfolds only when the proletariat begins to search for a way out, not on the basis of the old society, but along the path of a revolutionary insurrection against the existing order. This is the most important subjective condition for a revolutionary situation. The intensity of the revolutionary feelings of the masses is one of the most important indications of the maturity of the revolutionary situation. C. But a revolutionary situation is one which must in the next period permit the proletariat to become the ruling power of society, and that depends to some extent, although less in England than in other countries, on the political thinking and mood of the middle class. Its loss of confidence in all the traditional parties, including the Labour Party, a reformist, that is, a conservative party, and its hope in radical revolutionary change in society, not a counter-revolutionary change, namely a fascist change. D. The changes in the mood both of the proletariat and the middle class correspond and develop parallel to the changes in mood of the ruling class when it sees that it is unable to save its system, loses confidence in itself, begins to disintegrate, splits into factions and cliques. At what point in these processes the revolutionary situation is totally ripe cannot be known in advance or indicated mathematically. The Revolutionary Party can establish that fact only through struggle, through the growth of its forces and influence on the masses, on the peasants and the petty bourgeoisie of the cities, etc., and by the weakening of the resistance of the ruling classes. Economic development of society is a very gradual process, measured by centuries and decades, but when economic conditions are radically altered, the delayed psychological response can quickly appear. Whether quickly or slowly, such changes must inevitably affect the mood of the classes. Only then do we have a revolutionary situation. In political terms, this means A. That the proletariat must lose confidence not only in the conservatives and liberals, but also in the Labour Party. It must concentrate its will and its courage on revolutionary aims and methods. B. That the middle class must lose confidence in the big bourgeoisie, the lords, and turn its eyes to the revolutionary proletariat. C. That the propertied classes, the ruling cliques rejected by the masses, lose confidence in themselves. These attitudes will inevitably develop, but they do not exist today. They may develop in a short period of time because of the acute crisis. They may develop in 2 or 3 years, even in a year, but today this remains a perspective, not a fact. We must base our policy on the facts of today, not those of tomorrow. The political prerequisites for a revolutionary situation are developing simultaneously and more or less parallel, but this does not mean that they will all mature at the same moment. This is the danger that lies ahead. In the ripening political conditions, the most immature is the revolutionary party of the proletariat. It is not excluded that the general revolutionary transformation of the proletariat and the middle class and the political disintegration of the ruling class will develop more quickly than the maturing of the Communist Party. This means that a genuine revolutionary situation could develop without an adequate revolutionary party, but this is not inevitable. We cannot make an exact prediction, but it is not merely a question of a prediction, it is a question of our own activity. The end. I thank you for listening.